The NFL trade deadline is right around the corner, so we decided to cook up some trades, but only for the contenders. Max got the AFC, I got the NFC. Now look, I wouldn't be surprised if all these trades that I mock up do not happen, and they're not even close to what happens. But we thought it would be fun just to mock up some of these things, because you have sellers and you have buyers, and obviously the contenders are going to be some buyers. So let's see what we cooked up. We're going to start off with the #1 team in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, the Green Bay Packers don't have many needs. They have a great defense, and their offense, it's good enough. And a lot of people will be pointing at, why don't they get a receiver? But I went another route. This would be an absolute blockbuster trade. Now, as you guys know, they already have Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. To get Micah Parsons, they had to trade a guy in Kenny Clark. I have him mocked up to get a guy from the New York Jets, Quinnen Williams. Now, obviously, you guys know how amazing Quinnen Williams is. He would bring this defense to a whole nother level. They would have to pay a pretty penny, but if you can get a guy like Quinnen Williams into this Green Bay Packers defense, they will be an absolute juggernaut and an obvious Super Bowl favorite, and probably one of the best defensive lines that we have seen in quite a while. Now let's go to the San Francisco 49ers, who are surprisingly a contender and #2 in the NFC. The 49ers have a bunch of injuries, so you can go multiple different ways. Maybe you can go receiver, maybe you can go linebacker, maybe even cornerback. I decided to go one of the glaring needs that they needed when this team was healthy, alongside Nick Bosa. And now that Nick Bosa is hurt, is even more of a need now. Robert Saleh is their defensive coordinator, so I decided to mock up a trade getting Will McDonald from the New York Jets. Will McDonald will fit in perfectly with this wide 9 system. He's very familiar with Robert Saleh's system, obviously, and they love those speed demons coming off the edge. He's very light in the ass, but that works perfectly for this type of system. He's a young, emerging player. He's under a rookie contract. I think he would be a better version of what they had with Leonard Floyd when they signed him a couple seasons ago. Now let's go to the division foes in the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Rams were tricky to mock up for. Their offense is amazing. They got Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyrie Williams, Matthew Stafford, and the boys. Their defense, pretty damn good. You may not know a lot of players on their team, but man, does that defense go to work. Their defensive line is set, ready to go. So with a big blockbuster move, you got to look at the cornerback position. And everyone's probably looking at a guy like Sauce Gardner. I decided to go a whole nother route. I don't know if these guys are going to be sellers. I don't even know if this guy's even on the block. But if Denzel Ward can somehow be a Los Angeles Ram, my goodness, would this defense be absolutely stacked. Denzel Ward can do it all. He's under the radar as far as being a top 5 corner every single year. It just sucks that he's on the Browns, but this guy is as advertised. It's a little reminiscent on when they got Jalen Ramsey. You know, the Rams are not shy when it comes to giving away draft picks for an elite player like Denzel Ward. All right, I'm going to stay on the NFC West. I'm going to go to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, JSN's having an amazing year. They're set at quarterback with Sam Darnold, obviously. Their defense is really, really good. They got to show on national television how great they really are. But I do think that one piece is missing with the Seattle Seahawks, and it has to be the edge rusher. A true alpha edge rusher. And you can go multiple ways. Obviously, names like Trey Hendrickson and maybe even Max Crosby come up. But I think a guy that's on a losing team in the Miami Dolphins, Bradley Chubb, would fit right in, and I think he will be a great Seahawk. He's already been traded a couple of times. You won't have to pay as much for him as what he went for 3 or 2 years ago. He went for a first-round pick. I don't think they'll have to pay that. So I think the Seahawks should really jump on, in general, getting an edge rusher. Because if they can get that edge rusher, that will be the missing piece from turning this defense into really great to amazing, elite, legendary defense. Now let's go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the Buccaneers are dealing with a lot of injuries. They just lost Mike Evans for the season, but obviously you guys know they still have emerging rookie in Emeka Egbuka. They still got Chris Godwin. I think the offense is fine as far as playmakers go. And their defense, I think Todd Bowles will be just fine with the guys that he has. They really just got to get healthy. So I went another route. Their offensive line is really banged up, and it was already kind of weak when it first started, when it was healthy. So I decided to go Peter Skoronski, offensive guard from the Tennessee Titans. You guys may not know who this is, but I think he's an amazing guard, and I think he'll work perfectly with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for how much bad luck they've been having on their offensive line. To see if one of those guys do get hurt, Peter Skoronski is one of those guys that can flip from tackle to guard. He can play all around the offensive line. So he'll be very versatile for the Bucs going forward. Okay, let's move on to the Detroit Lions. Now, I'm going to make this easy. Max Crosby. Nah, I'm just kidding. Look, honestly, I can see Max Crosby going here, but they would have to pay an absolute premium for him. Now, the Raiders have already came out and said that they're not trading Max Crosby, but we all know, don't believe reports. We don't know what can happen. If the Lions want to pay 3 first-round picks, I would do it. That's how much I believe in Aiden Hutchinson and Max Crosby. But I decided to go another route, because if they want to pay a little bit less, go out and get a guy in Trey Hendrickson. He's been on the block for about 3 months now, ever since the offseason. This guy led the league in sacks last year. He's on the Bengals team that may not be in playoff contention when it's all said and done because of the Joe Burrow injury. Go ahead and get Trey Hendrickson. Him and Aiden Hutchinson, it would be a dynamic duo, and it would really take that Detroit defense to a whole nother level. And Trey Hendrickson just seems like a Dan Campbell kind of guy. He fits a Detroit Lion to the T. All right, now I want to go to the Chicago Bears. Now, they barely made this contender list. I think their offense is just fine. Everyone's going to look at the running back position. Oh, DeAndre Swift is not the guy. Kyle Manungai, a rookie that's looking solid. I think their offense is just fine. I think Ben Johnson has that side of the ball already cooked up. Now, the defense. You can go multiple different ways here, but a guy a lot of people are not remembering, L'Jarius Sneed from the Tennessee Titans. L'Jarius Sneed, his play has mightily dropped off since his days in Kansas City. He's been an absolute bust for the Titans, but I do think there's some talent in him still. And maybe a little scheme change and a little change of scenery can really get back that guy that we seen in Kansas City that earned that big contract with Tennessee. The Chicago Bears are already missing out on so many corners due to injury. They just need someone in there. So maybe you can't get a guy in Sauce Gardner, but go out and get a guy in L'Jarius Sneed. Dennis Allen loves to play a lot of man. L'Jarius Sneed, what does he do? Play a lot of man. Okay, let's finish this off with the 2 NFC East teams that I got. Let's go to the Eagles. They're so talented. Obviously, they got Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown. I mean, the list goes on. They are stacked to the gills already. But Brandon Graham just came out of retirement. So I could have gone edge here, but I decided to really go another glaring hole. They need another cornerback. Cooper DeJean plays more safety and slot corner more than anything. They need a true outside corner. And the guy that's been struggling that may be on the block is Tariq Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks. He's tall, lengthy, super fast, can play a little bit of zone and man. The Eagles love these high-profile athletes, and I think Tariq Woolen fits it to the T. Howie Roseman will love a guy like Tariq Woolen. And it's not like they're bringing him in to be the #1 corner. Quinyon Mitchell is already that. We just need something better than Keely Ringo or Adoree Jackson, because those guys are absolute garbage. They've been getting torched all year. Now, obviously, if you can get a guy like Sauce Gardner, that would be fantastic. Howie Roseman will be the guy to pull that off. But I figured Tariq Woolen, a little bit more realistic. Maybe the Seattle Seahawks want to move on from a guy like him, put all their chips into Devin Witherspoon. So I think the Eagles will be a great suitor for a guy like Tariq Woolen. Okay, last but not least, let's finish off with the Washington Commanders. Now, the Commanders, they're tough. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. No Jaden Daniels. Terry McLaurin's been missing some time. So they're kind of a fringe contender team right now. So maybe in a couple of weeks when the trade deadline does come up, they're not any buyers at all. But I thought it was interesting just to have them on this list. And I winded up going running back. I went with Alvin Kamara. Now, the reports have been coming out of New Orleans that Alvin Kamara is threatening to retire if he ever did get traded. I call bluff. I think if he gets traded, he's going to play. But that's besides the point. This is all hypothetical. These are all mock-ups. I'm not taking the human element involved here. If Alvin Kamara can go on the Washington Commanders, I think it would be absolutely perfect. They would run screens to death with Alvin Kamara. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a great running back still. He would be an absolute vocal point for this offense. It would change their whole team. And they really need another dynamic playmaker. I think their offense is lacking. Yes, can you go to the defense? The defense has been lacking too. But I don't think they're one piece away from having an amazing defense. Now, if you can counter that and just go all in on offense and be a dynamic offense, I think that can work. So that's why I went Alvin Kamara. I think that would be so fun to see him and Jaden Daniels in the backfield running a read option. Pick your poison. As always, what do you guys think? I said a lot of teams on here. I would love to get your guys' opinion. Tell me how dumb I am for even thinking these guys are on the trade block. It's all in fun, man. I had a lot of fun doing this. I thought it was cool to see what players would be going onto other teams. Half of these guys probably won't get traded. Half of these teams probably won't even make a trade. But let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think. As always, make sure to hit the like on this video. And if you guys love NFL content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.